Erin, so this is the first time you've been back involved in the squad since the World Cup. How does it feel to be back with the girls?
Exciting. I'm loving it. There's a few faces that I've not seen in months since the World Cup, and a few that I've not actually seen since way before that. So it's nice to be back around the squad as well, and in a different environment.
How do you reflect on that whirlwind summer that involved the World Cup?
Yeah, it was a bit crazy. It hurt a lot, to be fair. Took me a little while to get over it. But I think it's now fueled my fire for this season and hopefully qualifying again for the European Championships.
During the World Cup there was millions watching at home, there were thousands in the stands. How did you cope with that pressure that came with playing at a World Cup?
I think just try to block it out a little bit. You know, just remember you're that little girl playing with my dad out the back of my own house in my garden. So I just tried to think of that, and you know, because that's all it is. It's a game of football, and you play the game and not the occasion.
You spoke about how the World Cup ended, obviously, in Paris against Argentina in heartbreaking circumstances. How do you personally reflect and learn from what must have been a pretty harrowing experience? Yeah,
and I think that I've had a lot of ups in football so far, so probably my biggest down, including losing every single trophy at Chelsea that year as well. So it was a really, really tough year for me, and you know, it took a little while to comprehend what had happened, but it's all part of the journey. Like nothing's ever perfect, and I think as soon as you realise that it's, you know, just the path that you're going on, then hopefully you can get over it quicker. And in my case, I'm over it as well. And after getting injured straight after coming back, it was also another blow. I was starting to think, is this meant to happen to me? Is this another bump in the road, if you like? But yeah, I realise it is now, and I'm getting back to full fitness with Chelsea, and I'm enjoying it again.
How important is it to deal well with those setbacks? Because as you say, you've been quite fortunate so far in your career that you've had a lot of positive experiences.
Yeah, I think it's really important, because I don't think I didn't really know how to deal with it, because it was almost a first time experience for me, but I learnt a lot on my friends and my family during that period. I went on holiday to maybe get away and shut out the World Cup a little bit, because coming home people would have been talking about it, and I didn't really want to talk about it in that moment. So I think it's very personal what you do and how you deal with it, but as long as you know how to deal with it and reach out to plenty of people as well.
Now, when you scored against Argentina, you had a bit of a special celebration. Tell me about that.
Yeah, actually I pulled out a photo that my dad gave me of me, and he wrote some words on the back, like, play for the little girl who fell in love with the game, like, you know, don't play for your family, just play for you. And so I thought that was a special message, and from my dad, he's never really an emotional person, but I've always stuck with it. And I didn't actually put it in my sock until the last game, so it's a bit unlucky now, to be honest. But I was always thinking of the photo, and I was thinking, what can I do with it? Like, how can I make it special? And I wanted to keep it in my sock to keep them and my family with me. And then I didn't even plan on taking it out or anything. It was just an automatic reaction. I don't know what stimulated that in my brain, but yeah, I'm glad I did, and I'm very grateful for them as well.
How much of you and your family how much has your family supported you throughout your career, and how much do you appreciate their support to your development?
So much. You know, when I was living at home, they would be my taxi. My dad was my taxi. My mum was washing, but it wasn't just that. It was the support my dad gave me. You know, in terms of, you know, technically and tactically, my dad actually is quite clued up on football, so he always gave me pointers as well. So I feel like I learned a lot from him, because he coached me from a young age as well. So he knows me more than I probably know myself, footballing wise, because he probably analyses me more than I do. So he gives me a lot of help, but my mum as well gives me a lot of help just to switch off and take my mind away from football, because I think that's important as well. So even since I've moved down, they've been great. I always FaceTime them every single day, and they're my biggest fans. I love it.
And the next match for the Scotland Women's National Team is against Albania, away from home, a place that holds very special memories for you and the rest of the team. What are your recollections of the last time that you were in Albania?
Recollections are just probably the full-time whistle, just jumping around. I've seen it a couple of times on social media since, and every time I have to watch it right to the end, I get super excited watching it. So I'm excited to be back there, and hopefully back on the same pitch as well, and hoping at the end of the day we get the result, because we want to qualify for Euro 2021, and that's our aim.
Yeah, when you look back on those special memories, especially in Albania and also at the World Cup when you scored and all that, does that give you added motivation to get back to a major tournament in England in 2021?
Yeah, because it felt amazing having our friends and our family in the crowd and amongst thousands and thousands of people. We want to be playing on that platform every single week with my club and with my country. That's where we belong, and that's where a team, I think, of our quality belongs. So we know that we can do it. We just need to focus on the process that gets us there.